So for this practice, you're going to need a bolster or a pillow, a blanket, maybe a candle, and either a journal or a sketchbook.
Hello and welcome to this yoga practice, welcoming in Samhain. Samhain is
Celtic pagan tradition of welcoming in the darker months. So it is on the 31st of October to the 1st of November, marking the end of harvest and the beginning of winter. It's when the veil is the thinnest between worlds, so it's a time for honouring ancestors and releasing what no longer serves us. So just like in nature, when trees let go of their leaves to begin a new cycle, to bring in that new energy when spring comes, we must do the same. So we're going to do the same in today's practice. We're going to bring in that dark and light, balancing the two, balancing our moon and our sun, our masculine, our feminine, our right and our left, and of course the light and dark. So before we start the breath work, you may want to get a tissue and blow your nose. Just play with which nostril feels more open, because this changes throughout the day. So just notice, blow your nose, get sorted, and then when you're ready, we'll begin. So we're going to meet in a comfortable seat to begin. And our breath work for today, our pranayama, will be something called Nadi Shodhana. So this is a balancing breath work. So it'll balance that left and right side, that sun, that moon, and just bring balance to the overall body. So we're going to bring our fingers to our third eye. So you're going to have your index and your middle finger placing on your third eye. And then your thumb and your ring finger are going to be available to swap. So you're going to firstly inhale and exhale nice and deep. In through the nose, out through the nose. And then when you're ready, you're going to place the thumb on the right nostril. You're going to inhale for about 3 or 4 breaths through the left. Then you're going to swap, placing the ring finger on the left nostril, exhaling through the right. Inhaling again through the right. And then you're going to swap, placing that thumb on the right nostril, exhaling through the left. Continuing that now. Inhaling again through the left. Swapping, exhaling through the right. Inhaling through the right. And then exhaling through the left. And you're going to do this in your own rhythm now. Making that your last one now. And then releasing, coming back to the normal breath. Just noticing how you're feeling. So just when you're ready, gently blinking the eyes open. and we're going to make our way to standing. So to begin, we're going to move through our sun salutation, so our Surya Namaskar, to bring in the light. And then we're going to move on to our moon salutations, Chandra Namaskar, to bring in the dark. So when you're ready, standing at the top of the mat. We're going to inhale, exhale it all out. On our next inhale, we're going to bring the hands up, gaze up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, riding the breath down. Forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins, flat back, gazing out ahead. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhaling, planting the hands, stepping back to tabletop. Inhaling, dropping the belly down, gazing out ahead. For cow, Vitalasana. Exhaling, Majariasana, cat pose, pushing the floor away, rounding the spine. Then you're going to tuck the toes, continue in the exhale, pushing up to downward facing dog, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Pedaling the feet here, taking a few deep breaths. In and out, warming the body up. Pushing evenly into the palms, stretching through the spine, the shoulders. Then you're going to inhale, gaze forward, walk in to meet the hands. Coming up to halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhaling, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhaling, bringing the hands all the way back up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhaling back to centre, Samasthiti, equal standing. So we're going to do that one more time. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, bringing the hands up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale down, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, you're going to plant the hands. This time you're going to come back to plank. Hold in plank for a few seconds. And then you're going to gaze forward, move through knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga, lowering down. Inhaling, pushing into the palms, untucking the toes. Upward facing dog, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhaling, rolling over the feet, pushing back to downward facing dog, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Again, pedaling the feet if you need to. Pushing into the palms, lengthening through the spine. I'm going to inhale, gaze to the top of the mat, walk to meet the hands. Continuing the inhale, we're going to come to halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhaling, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhaling back all the way up to the top. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, coming back down to centre, Samasthiti. Okay, so for the moon salutation, our Chandra Namaskar, you're going to be at the front of the mat and then turn towards whichever side, but just to the side. You're going to inhale and exhale, connecting with the breath. We're going to inhale, gaze up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, over to the right hand side. Inhale to centre, exhale to the left. Inhale back to centre. Exhaling, you're going to step the length of the mat, coming into goddess. So cactus in the arms, bending the knees, bringing the feet to 45 degrees. Tuck in the pelvis. One last breath. And we're going to inhale, bring the legs straight, arms straight into star position. Inhale and exhale. You're going to bring this back leg to 90 degrees, point the foot forward, Inhale, arms parallel with the floor. Exhale, you're going to lean forward, bring the back of the palm to the knee, gazing up to the fingertips. Open chest, Trikonasana triangle. If you feel like you can move in a bit deeper, maybe you want to bring the hand down lower, or you can bind the toe wherever you'd like to be. One last breath. As you inhale, you're going to come up, bring this back leg to about half a leg length away, toes pointing forward. You're going to hold opposite elbows or bring your hands to backward prayer. Inhaling. As you exhale, you're going to fold over that front leg into pyramid. Parsvottanasana. So keeping that front leg straight. Exhaling to sink deeper. And you're going to inhale, come up to halfway lift. Exhale, bringing the hands to frame that front foot, stepping back into low lunge, Ardha Chandrasana. Inhaling up. Then you're going to bring your hands down, pivot on this right foot, coming into Skandasana. So you're going to balance on this right foot, bringing the gaze out ahead, your drishti, your focal point, to help with balance. Hands to heart center, coming into Anjali Mudra. Bringing balance throughout the flow. One more breath. Then you're going to use the fingertips and walk into Malasana or garland pose, yogi squat. Bring in hands to prayer. You're going to push the knees away with the elbows. Nice tall spine. One more breath. And then as you move, then you're going to do the opposites. Same on the opposite side. So you're going to pivot into Skandasana. Bring in the right leg nice and long now. Bring in balance into the left foot. Coming up to prayer hands. Inhaling. Exhaling. Find your focal point, your drishti. One more breath. And then you're going to pivot round to the back of the mat now, coming into low lunge at the back of the mat, Ardha Chandrasana. Inhaling up, exhaling, bring in the hands to frame that front foot. You're going to step up with this back leg, coming into pyramid on the other side, either holding opposite elbows or bring in hands to prayer. Inhaling, flat back, exhaling to fold forward into pyramid, Parsvottanasana. One more. Inhaling up, halfway lift. Exhaling, you're going to come back into triangle. So stepping back with the back foot, pointing the toes forward, back foot at 90 degrees. Inhaling, hands parallel with the floor. Exhaling, you're going to lean forward, bringing the back of the palm, bringing the back of the hand to the knee, gazing up at the fingertips. If you'd like, you can then bring the hand down a bit further, keeping the chest nice and open. One more breath. Then you're going to come back up into star pose. So you're going to bring the hands to the side, feet 45 degrees. On the next inhale, bringing the hands up. Exhaling to goddess. Tuck in the pelvis, cactus in the arms. Then you're going to step to the opposite side of the mat to what we started. Inhaling, stretching up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhaling to the right, inhaling back up. Exhaling to the left, inhaling back up. And then coming back down to stillness, to center, Samasthiti. So we're going to make our way down to the mat now. Bringing in any warmer layers. Getting really cozy. Honouring the arrival of Samhain. The arrival of the colder, darker months. Coming all the way down. Fully allowing the body to relax. When you feel ready, gently beginning to deepen the breath. Bringing yourself back to the physical body. Wiggling fingers and toes. Rolling wrists and ankles. Taking a nice stretch, a yawn, a sigh. And then when you're ready, drawing the knees to the chest. Massaging the lower back, the spine. When you're ready, you can come into fetal position over on the right hand side. And then when you're ready, pushing up into seated, meeting me in seated to end and honour the practice. So bringing hands to heart centre. Taking a deep breath in and a long breath out. When you're ready, blinking the eyes open. So I now invite you to turn to your journal or a sketchbook and really make this more of a ritual, giving yourself that extra bit of time to reflect or let anything out that you need to, any inspiration that's come to you. So I'll give you 2 journal prompts and you can write these in your journal and reflect on each one. Or if you'd like, write them down and maybe reflect by drawing, sketching, anything that comes to your mind, depending if you're more of a visual person or you prefer to journal and write, or you can do both. So the first journal prompt is, what am I ready to leave behind? And the second one is, what knowledge have I gained this year? So you can pause now, or you can do this in your own time.
Thank you so much for practicing with me today and welcoming in Samhain together.
I really appreciate it. If you could like, subscribe, turn on the notification button, that would mean a lot. And I hope to see you in a video soon.